Okay, let's do this. Welcome to the monthly 10-minute recap. We'll be covering all the news and leaks from October 20th to November 20th. You may ask, why not just the whole month of November? Because I have to get this out in time and these videos take me ages. But let's start with the first story that will surely be a lie to all fans of quality cinema and Lego. One of DreamWorks' most renowned projects will get its own introduction to Lego in 2025. While previous entries of such IPs as Shrek and the like have been unsuccessful in Lego ideas, How to Train Your Dragon will get its own set next year. At this point in time, it's rumored to be a buildable Toothless. There will be no figures, which is definitely disappointing, but that's what we've got to work with. Some people have been saying that there could be more sets, which isn't confirmed though right now, but we can assume that it's supposed to be a tie-in with the live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie, set to release in June of next year. All this information came from the Brick Reporter, Brick Fanatics and A-Clay Bricks. Their links, just like all my other sources, will be in the description down below. Moving on, we've got another theme confirmed for 2025, this time not a new one but a returning one though, being The Simpsons. So far there have only been rumors about a single set, which would fit Lego's general approach to The Simpsons, releasing very few but big sets. In 2025, Lego will release the Krusty Burger as the third set in line of huge Simpsons sets. It will reportedly use the same style of figures as both earlier sets and the two CMFs. The last time we saw any kind of Simpsons representation was more than half a decade ago in 2018, not even in its own theme but in brickheads. So, good times for Simpsons fans. Also a returning theme in 2025 will be Transformers. Having kicked off in 2022, a third Transformers will join the theme, that being Soundwave. It'll most likely be based off his G1 look, and it'll be very interesting to see how they translate his design into Lego. The most exciting news of all though came out recently about the release of a Sony Spider-Verse minifigure series. This is a dream come true for most Lego fans, including myself. Lego has been lacking in terms of Sonyverse sets for a while. Not a single Venom movie got any sets, neither did Morbius or anything else in that space really, but that will finally change next year. Along with the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales vs. the Spot, which will supposedly be released in January of 2025, will now also get a CMF. This is the third Marvel tie-in CMF, and honestly, I'm incredibly hyped for it. Getting figures of Hobie, Pav, and obviously a new Spider-Man 2099 has been long overdue, and finally Lego has the cojones to dip their feet into Spider-Verse territory. The only negative is that we'll have to wait until September. No, you didn't mishear me, September, for the series to release. But I guess we'll just have to pass the time with the mini F1 cars releasing in March. For what you don't have to wait though is Lego Horizon Adventure. The game was released on the 14th of November and works for PS5, Switch and PC. Lego has been dabbling in less conventional Lego games like 2K Drive, so it'll be interesting to see what their next release will look like. Bricklink, the second-hand Lego website that was acquired by Lego in 2019, has just confirmed its picks for Series 6 of its Bricklink Designer program. They launched their first array of sets all the way back in 2019 and have now announced their finalists, which will go on pre-order in October of 2025. The 5 sets chosen are the Off-Road Adventure, the Art Factory, the Goldmine Expedition, the Outlaw Forest Den and the Sequoia Tree Trail. Also, Lego Ideas announced the results of their latest campaign. Only one set out of 48 was chosen. To beat entries like APA, Spirited Away, Interstellar and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it has to be a real banger, and it is... A mineral display? I mean, not my cup of tea, but happy buying to all Hank Schraders out there. And lastly, Universal is apparently planning on creating more Lego movies, including a live-action Ninjago movie. Many of you might say, isn't this a bit crazy? Absolutely. I personally like the Lego Ninjago movie, but this does seem a bit weird. I'll wait in anticipation anyways, and I guess we'll see whether Universal can manage this somehow. Now we move on to the leak section of this news podcast. But Max, weren't all the things you just listed leaks? Well, shut the fuck up. For that we'll now refer to a field reporter. How are you today?
I am incredibly cold. Why do you have to send me out here to do this stuff? I could do this in a nice, cozy studio as well.
Just give us the goddamn leaks and stop complaining.
Okay, Jesus. Let us start with Star Wars. We've got some pictures for January and information for pretty much the entire May wave. For January, images of Ahsoka's Jet Interceptor came out, and while it looks really good actually, the price of $45 is just a joke. The Home Star Cruiser is the next addition to the growing midi-scale collection, and I gotta say, I'm immensely impressed by how well they managed to portray the ship's unique shape. And lastly, there's the 4+ Mando and Grogu N1 Starfighter. It's about what you expect from a 4+ set, so I can't really say a lot about it. In regard to the Maywave, it usually takes quite some time for the promo to leak, but for now we have the U-Wing fighter with a retail price of $70, reportedly based off end of Season 2. We'll also get Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter with a retail price of $40 and a buildable Star Wars logo, which will retail for $60. Then there's the buildable Chopper for $100, as well as Kylo Ren's and Jango Fett's helmet with a retail price of $70 each. And of course, next year's UCS set will be Jango Fett's Slave 1, which would be one of the best UCS sets ever if it matches 2015's UCS Slave 1. There are also rumors about a buildable Ewok releasing in the summer of 2025, but let's just hope that's not true. Marvel also has some information out on new sets. For one, there's the Endgame Final Battle. You may ask, haven't I seen a set with this almost exact name before? Well, yeah, once, or twice, 3 times, or maybe even 4. For a retail price of $100 you'll only get 621 pieces, but a surprisingly large amount of minifigs. The set will apparently include Captain America, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Iron Spider, Wasp, Ant-Man, Falcon, Thanos, and a Chitauri. It's probably going to be similar to the Avengers Assemble Age of Ultron in showcasing one of Marvel's more iconic moments. There's also the Iron Man Mark 6 helmet, scheduled for June 2025 release, but like, who cares? Let's be real here. The last one wasn't great, and I've lost a lot of faith on the helmet collection, to be honest. On a more positive note, DC is getting another D2C set in the summer of next year. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last 2 sets, but with Gotham City, that's just a preference thing, but next year is looking bright. For a hefty $400, you'll be able to get Arkham Asylum in 2025. It will apparently come with more than 10 figures, which is a relief in my opinion, as I thought the lack of figures was the biggest blow to our last superhero D2C, the X-Mansion. I'm really interested whether it'll be more like a dollhouse or maybe a modular as well, but we'll see when it's released. Let's just stay with D2C sets here and look at the updates both Ninjago and Lord of the Rings have gotten. Ninjago's next D2C will be called The Crossroads and retail for $250. I genuinely can't tell you anything about the set since I don't know anything about Ninjago anymore, but I'm sure this is great news for all Ninjago fans. I do know a lot about Lord of the Rings though, which is why I'm so excited to announce that Middle-earth's next Icon set will be Bag End. It will be released in April and the price of $250 to $300 has been rumored, which makes it the cheapest of the recent Lord of the Rings sets. To balance it out though, a second Icons Lord of the Rings set is rumored to be released later in 2025, which makes me beyond excited. We've also gotten some updates on the modular releasing in 2025. Previously it was rumored to either be a residential townhouse, a B&B, or a fish and chips restaurant. Now that pictures have leaked, it turns out to be all 3 of those. It will be released on January 1st for a retail price of $230 and it will be called the Tudor Corner. It honestly looks really good and hey, maybe I'll even get this one after a 5-year hiatus. LEGO's huge F1 wave for 2025 has also been revealed/leaked and includes 10 Speed Champion sets covering every single theme, 6 city sets featuring the official Formula 1 teams as well as its own CMF. This is insane and y'all already know I'm gonna at least review every single Speed Champion set. Fortnite will receive some new sets in 2025 as well, being a Brickhead Double Pack, the Durburger Restaurant and a buildable Colombo. Honestly, I'm all for new Fortnite sets, especially the ones in minifig scale. There are also a handful of oddball sets that leaked, like the Love set for $80 or 4 new Botanical sets, the Pretty Pink Flower Bouquet, the Flower Arrangement, the Lucky Bamboo and the Mini Orchid. Blacktron will also see its return in 2025 with a $110 D2C set, supposedly releasing in January. CMF Series 27 was found already as well by Reddit user TommyStorm and subsequently revealed. There are some pretty good ones this time around, I gotta say. And then there were a few new sets revealed by LEGO, with the most interesting by far being Aloy and Val versus Shellwalker and Sawtooth. This is the second collaborative set from LEGO and Horizon Zero Dawn and is based off Horizon Adventure. In my opinion, it looks sick and I might actually pick that up when it releases in March. Also revealed was the Captain America vs Red Hulk battle and $55? For that? I've already talked enough about my feelings on the current LEGO price situation, so go check that video out, it's linked here somewhere. And with that, back to the studio to you, Max. I can already feel I'm gonna get frostbite.
Don't be a crybaby, nobody likes those, get yourself together. Now, for the penultimate part of the video, I'm going to direct you to our social media guy, Max, who will conduct our monthly Legohio check.
Thank you, Max. And now let's have a look at Legohio's profile to see what is up with them. Yeah, I still hate him.
Thank you, Max. And now on to the last part of our monthly recap, where we actually look at the sets that have been released this month. And there were a lot. There were 3? Only? Well damn, let's have a look at them nonetheless. First up, we've got the X-Men X-Mansion. I've made a whole video on the set leading up to its release already, and it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I think the build looks great, and the figures are fantastic, they're just not what I had hoped for. For a retail price of $330, 10 figures just aren't cutting it in my opinion. The selection also seems a bit random at times, like why is Iceman here? Why are we yet to get a Cable or a Nightcrawler? These are figures that should have replaced the more random ones in this set, but optimally, these should all have been included. I don't see why this set was limited to 10 minifigures, it makes no sense to me. Then we've got the Botanical Garden. I gotta say, it's a beauty of a set, like genuinely one of the prettiest sets I've ever seen. I may be a little partial towards it just because I love these glassy builds and I just like botanical gardens, but that doesn't distract from the fact that it's really expensive. It costs just as much as the X-Mansion at $330, and for that, I just don't think you're getting your money's worth here. If this set released at $250 or so, this might be a completely different conversation, but unless you can buy it at a discount, I'd hold off on it. And lastly, there's the Endurance, and I don't have much to say about it other than that it's a beautiful set. It's obviously meant to mimic wooden ship models, and it matches that look very well. But of course, $270 is a bummer. Yes, you get 3011 pieces, but price per piece really doesn't mean anything, and I feel like a price of $220 would have served this set a lot better. Technically, there's also a 4th set in Shackleton's Lifeboat, which is the accommodating gift with purchase for the Endurance. It's a great promo, you get 2 figures, so really nothing to complain about. And that wraps up this month's news. I hope you enjoyed it, and because there will actually be no 10-minute recap since the network decided to give our slot to some award show, we'll see each other in January. If you do want to see more of us though, check out this video on LEGO's price increase over the past few years, or just this playlist of me yapping a ton. But if you'd rather just wait until the next news broadcast, as mentioned, I'll see you in January.